Welcome to Craig and Shelley's World Adventures. We're an Aussie couple who love cruising the world and exploring unforgettable destinations.
From iconic cities and hidden gems to cruise life, food and real moments along the way, we share honest travel and fun adventures.
So if you love travel and cruising,
hit subscribe, come along for the journey and let's explore the world together.
Next stop on Craig and Shelley's World Adventures, the city of Halifax. From sweeping harbour views at the historic Halifax Citadel and its museum, where the city's military past comes to life, to a quiet moment paying our respects at the Titanic graves at the Fairview Lawn Cemetery, a powerful reminder of Halifax's connection to history. And finally, a stroll along the waterfront, full of colour, energy and coastal charm. If you're enjoying the journey, hit like, subscribe and come along and explore the world with us. Hi, I'm Craig.
And I'm Shelley.
This is Craig and Shelley's World Adventures, and today we're in Halifax, Nova Scotia. What are we going to go have a look at today?
Today we'll probably go and have a look at the Citadel and the public gardens. I believe that they're one of the most biggest attractions in the city.
Yeah, we just got a high recommendation from one of the tour guides at the wharf there, a girl by the name of Sarah. She gave us a map and told us that they were the best places to go if we were on foot, since we're not doing a paid excursion off the ship today. So anyway, let's go and have a look and see what else there is to do here. Well, we started the walk up this big hill from the where the cruise terminal was. If you go further around, it's actually apparently quite steep, but this is still a steep hill, but it's not too bad to walk up. Lots of old architecture and stuff like that. And where were we going again?
The Citadel National Historic Site.
Yeah, which is like an old fortress.
Old fortress, an army museum.
So that's probably pretty interesting. And as you would imagine, most fortresses are usually at the top of a hill, so that's for strategic defence. Anyway, we'll get up there shortly. We'll show you around. So probably short 15-minute walk up a hill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
that's
very
all.
far.
So
Yeah.
not too bad. Not too bad a walk. Anyway, let's get in there and have a look. And if you don't want to walk, you can always use the hop on, hop off bus. But it's not too far to walk. So there are options. This was $9 per adult Canadian, obviously, which is quite reasonable. Be a lot of upkeep and everything that's got to be done to that. So that's why you pay for these tourist attractions. Anyway, let's go in and have a look and see what there is in there. Halifax Citadel towers above the city, delivering sweeping harbour views and more than 250 years of history. This star-shaped fortress has protected Halifax Harbour since the 1800s, guarding one of Canada's most important ports and shaping the city that grew around it. Today, the Citadel is a living history museum where you can explore underground tunnels, historic barracks and interactive exhibits that bring Halifax military past to life. Costume reenactors share stories from daily life inside the fort, make the history feel hands-on and fun. And every day at noon, boom, the famous cannon fires, keeping one of Halifax's most iconic traditions alive.
just gone around and had a look at some of the older cabins and things that were there for, not the barracks, but they were the tailor, and what else was there?
The place where all the orders came from each day.
Oh, yeah. Because down that area was all the stores area.
Yeah.
So that would have been storing food, ammunition, all that sort of stuff. And then where we are now is at the signal box. So the two flag towers, I think they're signal towers, you call them. They would run different flags up there to indicate different things. And as you can see behind us there, where our ship is, the ships would have come in that way and they'd be able to see those flag signals. And they would signal the ships from this distance. But as you can see, we're pretty high up above the city of Halifax. So there's a number of different cannons around the complex, and the ones behind us, I believe, are the ones that they fire one shot at midday. So if you're in the area at that time, it's probably a good time to come and have a look at it and watch them fire the actual cannon. They do it every day, I believe, at midday.
Yeah.
But we're here about 10 o'clock, so I don't think we'll be waiting 2 hours for it to happen. The cannon behind us was built in 1867, which is a long time ago, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this one here, as I've just did a little bit of video of it there before, it's got wheels, so you're able to
Manoeuvre it around different...
different angles.
Yeah.
So it's rather than just up and down, there is actually sideways.
Yeah.
So you've got more range of your shot. Within the walls of the Citadel, they've got a museum here, an exhibit on the history of Halifax. So we're going to have a look at it, maybe learn something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that exhibit we just had a look at was well worth it, don't you think?
Yeah, very interesting.
Bit of history on first settlement when they first arrived here with Indigenous people, and then it transpired all into like military history of the site in particular, and then Canada's involvement in world wars and stuff like that.
Yep.
So if you're a history buff and you're into military stuff or old buildings and that sort of stuff, this is definitely something you need to put on your list if you come to Halifax.
Yep.
Well, that was our short, brief visit to the Citadel. What did you think?
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So we're going to head off now. We've got an hour's walk. We're going to go to the Titanic grave site where there was 112, I think it was, that perished on the Titanic, their final resting place. So we figured we'd go and have a look at that.
Yep.
And the reason why they were buried here is this was the closest port of call to where the Titanic went down.
Yeah.
Well, we walked here, we made it. It was a bit of a walk. It was pretty flat most of the way. There was a little convenience store, so we got something to eat. Mars bar and a drink of water. Oh no, it was a Snickers we had. Anyway, we're here. Well, now we just need to find where the Titanic graves are in this cemetery. It's quite a big cemetery, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go and see if we can find them. So it was relatively easy to find. It's well signposted, isn't it?
Yep.
Everyone knows the story of the Titanic. Hit an iceberg, 1912, and sank. Many perished, and this was the closest port of call. So a lot of survivors were brought here, but also the bodies of those that didn't make it.
As well, yep.
So let's go and have a look at the grave sites there. There's 112 of them that were buried here. And I'll do a little bit of video, but I won't do any chat there, just out of respect.
So maybe they identified them, I don't know. And you will see stones with their name. And then there's Alan Yeah, there are.
Well, what did you think?
Very somber, very sad.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's hard to describe the feeling there walking through there.
Yeah.
These people got on a ship and they had a destination they were going to, and they didn't make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've done plenty of cruises, and we've always made it to wherever we need to go. And
Yeah. Yeah, it's very sad.
I mean, obviously these people weren't necessarily doing it as a holiday. They were relocating to start a new life
Yeah.
in the United States, and tragedy struck, and a lot didn't make it.
Yeah.
But if you're ever in Halifax, I would suggest you come and have a look.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things you've got to tick off the box
Yeah.
and do for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll head back into Halifax. We'll walk back in there and
See what else we can find to do.
yeah, well, all along the waterfront and stuff's supposed to be lots happening down there, so we'll head back into town. Well, we've made it to the wharf area on the river. I guess it's the river,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
There's lots to see and do, and lots of things to eat. You got Cow's ice cream we had the other day at Tim Hortons over there. There's ferry rides. There's chocolate places. There's all the usual
Touristy stuff.
touristy sort of things. And it's all along one big long boardwalk that goes for quite some distance. So we're going to wander back along that, see what there is along there, and make our way back to the ship. Well, that's our short day trip to Halifax over. We've seen the Citadel and the Titanic graves, and we've been down here along the waterfront. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it's a great city. Great city. Loved it.
So there's plenty to do here. I reckon you probably need 2 or 3 days at least to really
Yeah.
take in everything. But
Yeah.
as is typical with a cruise, you don't have that much time to look at everything. So you just got to pick 1 or 2 things that you really want to do.
Apparently the gardens are very good to look at too.
Yeah.
So don't think we've got time to do that. So
No, not really, no.
we'll have to do them another time.
Anyway, tomorrow's a sea day, and then we arrive in Boston, United States. So don't forget, like and subscribe so you can see all of our videos. Till then, see ya.
Bye.
Next stop, Boston, the United States, where we'll be exploring the legendary Freedom Trail and stepping into America's revolutionary past. From historic streets to iconic landmarks, this is one walk you won't want to miss. If you've enjoyed the journey, like, subscribe and come and explore the world with us. More adventures coming up next.